Hello students, welcome to English online learning. Today we are going to learn the continuation of the story The Lost Pumpkin in chapter 11, and this is the second part of the story The Lost Pumpkin. Students, do you remember what did we learn in the first part? Yes, some of you have guessed it rightly. And this story is about an old Dadaji who had two grandchildren, Soumya and Rohit. And Dadaji had been winning the local vegetable contest and he used to get the first prize, and his pumpkin used to be the best and no other vegetable could match his pumpkin. And even this year, Dadaji's pumpkin was very huge, but suddenly it was lost. So the little ones, Rohit and Soumya and Dadaji, doubted that Mr. Kapoor was the thief because Mr. Kapoor had challenged Dadaji, saying that he would grow a better pumpkin and win the prize. And all three of them decided to visit Mr. Kapoor's house and find out the pumpkin. But did they find any pumpkin there? No, they did not. So students, are you all interested to know what happened to Dadaji's pumpkin? Yes. So that is what we are going to learn in this lesson, lesson 11, The Lost Pumpkin, part 2. Since they did not find anything in Mr. Kapoor's garden, Dadaji, Rohit and Soumya returned home. They were feeling very sad for the lost pumpkin, and Dadaji went into his room. And it was already lunchtime and the children were hungry because they did not eat anything from morning. So Rohit and Soumya decided to go to Matru's halwa shop. They sell hot samosas and halwas. After which Rohit and Soumya went on their bicycle to Matru's shop. And Matru welcomed them, and he was proudly known to be the best Hawaii in town. So you all know Hawaii means one who sells sweet. Okay, a Hawaii means a person who sells sweet. So now while the children were eating, two boys appeared carrying a huge bundle with them. Yes, can you see in this picture a boy carrying a huge bundle with him? Yes, and one of the boys asked, "Shall we begin the work on this?" And Matru suddenly turned pale and scolded them. So Matru suddenly he was shocked to hear this, and he scolded the little children. He told, "You fools, why did you bring this here? Take it home at once." So Matru became very pale. Pale means his face turned very light or white in color, and he scolded the boys, "You fools, why did you bring this bundle here? You take this bundle to the home at once." So as the boys turned to go, the bundle slipped down and the bundle opened. And what came out of the bundle? Yes, it was the pumpkin. And Rohit and Soumya looked in horror. Horror means fear. So when you are so scared or when you're afraid of something, then we say in horror. So Soumya looked in horror. It was their pumpkin with a black cross mark on it. So the pumpkin which came out from the bundle was Dadaji's pumpkin with a black cross mark on it. So immediately the children cried stop, but the boys ran into Matru's kitchen. So by now it was clear that the thief was Matru, who was famous for his tasty pumpkin halwas in the town. Matru tried to explain, but the children ran as fast as they could, chasing the boys. The boys were trying to run away with the pumpkin in a cycle rickshaw, but Rohit quickly he jumped onto his bicycle and Soumya sat behind, and they began to chase the boys. And Soumya began to shout, "Stop, stop, or I'll call the police." And this frightened the rickshaw man, the rickshaw puller, who stopped, but the boys ran away. And Rohit quickly caught the pumpkin as it was about to fall to the ground. Then Rohit got into the rickshaw and he was followed by Soumya on the bicycle, and both of them returned home with the pumpkin. And Dadaji was very happy to see his pumpkin. and they were on time, and they were able to participate in the vegetable contest this year also, and their pumpkin again won the first prize. And so when they're returning home, the children told their grandfather the entire story what happened at Matru's sweet shop. And that evening they had a visitor. It was none other than Matru. So Matru asked Dadaji to forgive him. He bowed down his head and asked sorry to Dadaji. And he also said that since his daughter is getting married, he wanted to make the best halwa for the wedding feast. Then Dadaji told that if you had asked me, I would have given the pumpkin to you. Then Dadaji said, but still, you can have the pumpkin, but on one condition. And students, do you know what was that condition? It was that the halwa should be as tasty as Dadaji's pumpkin. So children, in this story, when Matru asked sorry, when he was feeling bad for what he had actually done, and when he asked forgiveness from Dadaji, Dadaji was very kind to Matru and he forgave him and also gave the pumpkin to Matru. So students, what can we learn from this story? Yes, we should never steal others' things and we should never take others' things without their permission. So before taking others' things, we have to ask permission from them. And we should also be kind like Dadaji to forgive others and to help them in time of need. So children, I hope you must have understood this story and you would have enjoyed the story of Lost Pumpkin. So to summarize, the main characters in the story are Dadaji and his grandchildren Rohit, Soumya and Mr. Kapoor, whom they suspected to be the thief, and Mr. Matru, the sweet meal seller. Other small characters like the washerwoman, Paltu, milkman, rickshaw puller, and the boys. And what is the moral of the story? Yes, we should not steal. We should not take others' things without their permission, and we should be kind enough to forgive others and to help others. Next, we'll go through the meanings of some of the hard words in this lesson. So now you can look at the glossary, the small box given in page number 84. Red and purple with anger, which means a way of saying very angry. So instead of telling a person is very angry, we can say red and purple with anger. So you must have seen if somebody is very angry, their face will turn red. Yes, have you seen this? Yes, when your parents are angry with you, their face will turn red color. So red and purple with anger means it is another way of telling that somebody is very angry. Next, raced through. Raced through means went very fast. Lastly, in page number 86, held their breath, which means waited anxiously to see what would happen next. Anxiously means very excitedly. So they were waiting excitedly to see what would happen next. So students, it's time for you to complete your classwork notes and your book exercise. Thank you students for watching this video till the end. Have a nice day.